I just need a vehicle with wheels.
What's with the attitude?
Work slowed down, and then I had to rely on my credit cards for a little bit, and now they're almost maxed out. So.
Yeah.
A 473 credit score, 2 repos. So obviously she needs a Mercedes.
Trying to help you, you know what I'm saying? I thought we were trying to work towards a better credit score.
Happens, right?
It's worse than it was before. You said you thought you were at like a 570?
What did the bank say?
Well, right now the bank, we're pulling a 473. Did you have a recent late payment?
Alright, but I'm just asking, because if not, I can figure something else out if it's not approval.
No, I got approved, but they want $11,000 down.
What I'm saying is I don't have 11,000 down.
I know you don't. This is your second repossession.
Well, when I wrecked my car last year, they got the car back, no matter if it was totaled or not.
Yeah, but I thought the insurance was going to pay the difference.
I don't know about you, but if my credit score was that low, I'd be too embarrassed to try to finance a car, especially with 2 previous repos. I think I'd sit back for a little while, maybe focus on making my payments on time. But for her, let's finance. Let's jump into a loan we know we can't afford.
No, with the gap?
No, I didn't have the gap. Regardless if I voluntarily give it back, it's still a repossession.
Yes, it is a repossession. Yeah. So the max you can do is $2,000 down, right?
Correct.
And you have no cosigner?
No. Get the cheapest you had and see if a bank will run it with that, with the 4K remaining. I don't want to finance a $15,000 car. I can't afford that right now. That's why I asked what was the cheapest on your lot.
So the cheapest right now I had was that CLA Mercedes. Is that going to be big enough for you?
That's fine. I just need a vehicle with wheels.
What's with the attitude?
If you just need a vehicle with wheels, you definitely don't need a Mercedes. She doesn't have much to put down. Obviously struggling with money. This is exactly the type of purchase that is only going to make her situation worse. It's great she's looking for a cheap car, but the cheapest Mercedes on the lot doesn't make it affordable.
I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of chemistry work. I've got 12 credits this semester. I need a vehicle so I can get to work to make money.
I got you. All right, listen, it's hard to get people approved with, low credit. I'm trying to help you, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to do. So
I understand.
let's see what I can do. Let me work it again. I know people need cars and I'm trying to help, but you got to want to help yourself and you got to understand where you are financially and what's going on in your credit so that way you can start building little by little. With a 2K, I'm going to advise her just to buy a cash car and go from there.
Really, in that situation, a cash car should be the only choice. Her credit score shows she has a history of bad choices. She borrows and can't keep up. The best way to bring that score back up is to stop borrowing and tackle the debt. And give it a little time for those repos to fall off your profile.
I was just curious if there was another truck.
That's what I'm going to try and find right now.
So
How's your credit?
659 is what it pulled. It used to be like 730, but work slowed down, and then I had to rely on my credit cards for a little bit, and now they're almost maxed out. So
Yeah. As far as truck goes, what do you absolutely have to have and absolutely do not want?
I wanted to go to Ram preferred leather, higher trim if possible.
Okay.
Diesel for sure. Because the reason I called y'all too is because of that 500,000 mile warranty program y'all got.
Yep.
He said he had to rely on credit cards. That's the type of thinking that got me into debt in the past. You don't have to rely on credit. You shouldn't, that's not what it's for. And they use their credit as a backup plan or an emergency fund. And then they usually struggle for years trying to pay it back.
I pretty much live in the trucks.
Yeah. Let's see here. As far as Rams go. And you want a 3/4 ton?
It could be a 3/4. It doesn't have to be a 1 ton.
Okay.
My camper fifth wheel is only 12,000. So
Oh, yeah, okay.
3/4 will pull it. In November, I was pre-approved for a 2026 Ram.
Okay.
That was with both of them being traded in, but it was worse than what we got now. They were offering only 10,000 for the truck, and then they didn't even give me a number on the Jeep, and I bought it from them. So it's kind of a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
They got me pre-approved. It was like 13, almost 14% interest.
So this guy's trying to trade in 2 other vehicles, and he owes $20,000 more than they're worth. His scores dropped and he mentioned maxed out credit cards. And the plan is to go finance a new truck, instead of fixing his current situation. It's all about making the situation worse. But at least a new truck will make it feel different.
It's for 102,000, and the payment was 1,800,
Yeah.
almost 1,900, which I'm paying over 2,000 right now.
Yeah.
And then 2 insurances.
Yeah. And 2 maintenance.
Right.
And yeah. You said no Chevy, right?
I prefer not to because the seats are just not comfortable.
And then what about Ford?
I'm good with Ford.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
The
I
payment's not that big of a deal if it's below what I'm paying now.
Yeah. Okay.
We got our pre-approvals and all that
Okay.
stuff.
I can massage it too and see who might be better. Maybe one of our credit unions might be even better too, which I've got a couple ideas in mind there. The hard part's going to be finding the right truck that fits your needs and your wants.
Get rid of one vehicle, keep the other. That would make sense. It's not really about lowering the payment. It's about getting a new truck and convincing himself that he's doing the right thing by getting a slightly lower monthly payment. But he's going to be paying longer and more by adding debt from the previous loans.
And that also fits there. So, all right, let me get to work. The hard part's going to be finding the right truck. So, did you look at the Denali while you were here?
No, I haven't looked at it.
Oh, take it. I just parked it back in detail. I don't know if he's actually clean. It's a little dirty, so look past that. Take a look at it before you take off, and then we'll just talk and see what we can do.
All right, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Gonna be a tough one. His payments right now are $2,000, which is between the two cars. If we can get him into one car with a lower payment, less everything, for him in his situation, it makes sense. This one's gonna be a really tough one with 20 grand. So let's see what we can do. Go to work.
I don't think it makes sense in any situation, but I've done similar with cars. I've convinced myself I needed it, that it'll help save money. Taking on more debt doesn't save you money. Like always in these clips, it's about the monthly payment, not the total cost. So let's go deeper into debt to feel like we're saving money.
I just met with a bankruptcy lawyer and I'm having some pretty complicated feelings. For context, I'm in $67,000 worth of debt, and despite all the work I've done over the years to try and get it down, I feel like it's just not moving. I look at the amount of debt I was in 4 years ago and I look at it now and it's basically the same. I've done balance transfers, personal loans, financial hardship programs, and debt management programs. Despite the hundreds of dollars that I make doing side hustles every month and the full-time job that I maintain and have seen salary increases for,
Even half that debt is difficult to make a dent in. I remember trying to pay mine down. I'd send extra every month and barely see it move. And that's exactly why now I won't use credit unless I have the cash in my account to cover it. Because I know once you're in debt, it's almost impossible to get your way out of it.
I just can't make meaningful progress on my debt, and I feel like I'm putting my future in more and more jeopardy. I'm not contributing to a 401k, I'm not contributing to a Roth IRA, I have no savings and I'm really struggling to contribute to it. 100% of my salary goes towards my bills before you even factor in groceries and gas, and I'm just getting really tired. When it comes to bankruptcy, on one hand, I feel like I'm giving up and taking the easy way out. And I think I feel that way because I've spent the last 4 years barely making it work financially.
One of the reasons I like making these videos is that it's a reminder to myself to stay out of debt, to never go back to that way of life, because it would be so easy to fall back into. But this is where it can lead you. She's out of options and spending 100% of her income, while not even making a dent in her debt, and not saving anything for the future.
I pay my bills and live my life fairly minimally. And now after talking to this lawyer, I'm seeing a solution that would allow me to breathe again, and it just feels foreign. On the other hand, I've been dealing with the lethal combo of a 6-month layoff from 2022 and a lack of financial literacy for the last 4 years. I feel like I have fought to do this the right way, and I'm starting to question what that means and wonder if I'm just making this harder for myself for no reason.
Without all the information, it's hard to know if it's a good choice, but it sounds like she's leaning towards bankruptcy. Maybe that's the best thing for her, who knows? But that might only fix things for a bit, because all it does is clear the debt. It doesn't fix the spending, or change how you actually think about your finances.
I recently got a good, well-paying job, but my family has some debt, and they are asking me to pay the debts for.
What? No, hard pass.
So,
when you say you got a good job with good money, tell us exactly what that means.
So I'm a machine learning consultant. I'm earning $285K per year.
And they know that. You told them that information?
Did the ask for you to help them with their debts come after you told them about this new gig, or were they already pressuring you?
They were very supportive, and I thought they would just be,
So once they found out about the new raise, they said, help us.
That's a tough one, but he doesn't owe them anything. And it's surprising to me that family members would ask. I know mine wouldn't. I'm not saying I wouldn't help them out, but I know they wouldn't even bring it up. I don't think you should feel any obligation to pay off anyone else's debt.
Yeah, and Dad has 3 cars, and he's asking me to pay all of them.
Yeah,
and I hear it fund your sister's college, too. I see that on the screen.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what I would tell them. Is this anything culturally related that we need to know about, or is this just people who are off their rocker?
There's no expectation usually. I mean, I thought, we would be just dealing with our debts and things. Obviously, I'm open to helping them, but the thing is, I love my family, and I currently live with them.
Buying 3 cars was a choice, and a bad one. If he doesn't want the debt, sell the cars. It's that simple. If I were him, I'd be getting out of that house, because that's going to be constant pressure from them about money. And it probably won't stop, even if he were to pay off their debt.
The situation is, it really is taking a toll on my mental health.
Yeah.
I kind of want to know your opinion, if you were in my shoes.
Tony, I would move out. You are grown, first off. Money aside, what you make, career aside, you're grown, so it's time to move out. And not pay them a nickel. And thing 2, by you moving out and separating yourself from their expectations, you get to go home and eat a sandwich and not ever think about this again. Versus being in their house, like you said, every night at dinner, they're going to bring it up. In the morning, when your mom sees you before you go to work.
That would be uncomfortable. Your own family looking at you like you're an ATM. Helping them out should be because he wants to, not because they asked. And the mistake he made was telling them his income. He should have kept that quiet. More than likely he would have known, but this would have been their reaction.
Do you see what I'm saying? So you're keeping yourself in that guilt-ridden environment. Take yourself out. Remove yourself from the conversation. You are not burning the bridge, Tony. It's never been my responsibility to pay off your mortgage. That's where I stand. That is the boundary that I'm putting in place. I really hope you guys can understand that.
And if it burns the bridge, that's on them.
It's an amazing income, but paying everyone else's debt, that would go pretty quickly. He should be focusing on himself, building up his investments and his accounts. And one day if he feels like helping them out, he can. But there shouldn't be any pressure. It shouldn't even be a conversation. And he should definitely take himself out of that situation. That's it for this one. See you in the next one. Bye.